If you want more FIFA content from me, I'm now uploading exclusive videos to Patreon. The link for that is down below. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com. And of course, you can use the code TVM at checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another day of 6 o'clock content, potentially, because yesterday there was some code leaked for FUT birthday tifos and such going in to the game. Now, normally when a promo is about to hit, we get a splash screen, we get a little teaser from EA. They tend to tease it 2 or 3 days before, and they add things over days. Now, a lot of people are speculating, you know by now, of course, I don't, but it's just turned 6 o'clock. A lot of people are speculating that there won't be FUT birthday, and it's all to do with the current situation in the world, and maybe there's not enough people there to operate the hamster wheel at EA. But what we're going to do is go straight into SBCs. Now, that was dropped earlier today, and it doesn't look like a bad card, to be honest. 89 rated. Very good pace and dribbling, nice passing, decent shooting, and only 2 segments. We'll have a look at him in due course. But what I want to do first is go and have a look to see if they've dropped anything today. So we do have a mid-icon upgrade. Now, it's interesting that it's a mid-icon and it's not a prime. But then the prime is available in swaps. There is only 3 segments, so maybe it's affordable. We'll have to wait and see. That would suggest to me that there is no FUT birthday, and that is disappointing. Maybe I can understand why, maybe I can't, I don't know yet, I haven't quite decided, but it is a little bit disappointing that there is no player SBC there. I don't think I've gone past anything. I think everything is there as it was before. Obviously, we've already had a new advanced SBC, so it does just look like they've dropped a mid-icon upgrade. Okay, let me go and have a look at the objectives. I'm hoping there's an objective player, but what would they base it around? Rare players pack. No new player, just a rare players pack. No pack along the way either, which is really, I mean, was it last week? What day is it today? Maybe it was last week. I can't quite remember. They did something very similar to this. Complete 5 squad building challenges. They did something similar in the sense of they released, I think it was a 55k pack you got. And they did like a 25k, a 35k and a 45k or something along those lines. They've just given you XP today. So win 10 matches in any mode. You could do it friendlies, 20 games, you could do it in friendlies, and complete 5 squad builder challenges, squad builder challenges. Of course, with this, you can go and complete like, I don't know, 5 bronze upgrades or whatever, and that counts as an SBC. They've not tweeted anything, announced anything, or whatever. So the only thing left to do is to go back and have a look at the icon, and indeed to have a look at Sancho. So I want to look at the icon first, because Sancho's been there for a little while. So 3 segments, 285 rated teams, and an 88. That is a big jump. So looking at that, that isn't even an 88 rated team, and then I've got to build 285s, and the only thing you get back is 2 player packs per segment, and then you only get a mid-icon. Now, the mid-icons, right, there are some good ones. I'm not going to say that there aren't, because you can quite possibly go and get some decent ones. So let me just take you over here a second, and we'll have a look to see what this actually, what we could get. So if I go to players and I go to just FIFA 20 players and then version, can I sort by icon? Mid, right, so these are the middle icons. If I go by value, the price of that SBC isn't quite in yet. You can see the people are very unhappy about it, but then there are a lot of people out there who will be unhappy about it. If they made it free, there would still be people disliking it, saying, oh, they've ruined the game, you know. So there's always going to be people moaning regardless of the situation. But there does seem to be the general consensus that this isn't a good SBC. And if you really think about it and look at it from a financial point of view, you're probably right. So You don't really get any packs back for the SBC itself. An 88 rated team is expensive. 285 rated teams with informs as well. Is that not 100k each? So that's 200k plus an 88 rated team. I don't know what SBC would show me an 88 rated team. Does Bruno have an 88 rated team? He probably does, right? Because he was quite expensive. So I mean, that's an 87 rated team. With basically the same requirement. That's an 87 rated team with 55 chem. The other one is an 88 rated team with 50 chem, but that's currently coming in at around 200k. So even if you were being really conservative, or not conservative, if you were being really what's the word I'm looking for? Speculative, maybe? I don't know. And you said that it's going to be 250,000 coins. Well, 250k with another 200k on top. If you can do the full mid-icon upgrade for 450,000 coins, and that is being really, really generous. Chances are it's going to cost you 500-600k. But if you can do it for 450, what players can you get out of it that are actually going to be benefit you? So let me just, there you go. So you can see the player in question. So these are the mid icons. Now, all of these are value. All of these would be great to pack. Chances are, of course, these are going to be the top end. So we'd have to go all the way down to probably the bottom page. So if you were to pack any of these, you'd probably be happy. I say that, though. If I packed a Drogba, I wouldn't be happy. If I packed Socrates, I wouldn't be against it, but it's not the best. I mean, he's good, but he doesn't really fit this meta, which is really irritating, but still. Everyone else, to be honest, Seedorf, I'm guessing you'd be relatively pleased. I don't know. Anyone else on that page, to be honest, I'd be happy with. But then there are two other pages of players that you just would not be happy with. Kaká, I think, would creep into the I'm happy section. Rivaldo is, in my opinion, not really worth it. And then anything below, I would say anything below Van der Sar financially isn't worth it. Because unless you've used a whole host of untradable cards, you could have just gone out and bought the card you wanted. Like, if I packed Zola, I'd be happy until I looked at his price and thought to myself, well, hang on a minute, I could probably have just gone and bought him, you know? So there's a lot of players there that you might initially think, oh, that's not too bad, and then you look at the price and think, hang on a minute, yeah. I mean, you're literally looking at a page, if that, of players you could pack, and then you are looking at 2 pages of players that you would be massively out of pocket. I mean, if you get Nakata, you have just thrown away 300,000 coins, if not more. Same with Inzaghi, almost the same with Laudrup and Okocha, and all of these. 300k you'd be thrown away if you packed any of these players, and they are so likely. So likely. So in my opinion, it's not a good SBC. It's only going to be worth doing if you have an unbelievable amount of, like, overflow in your club. If you've been grinding, there's a couple of like League SBC methods right now going around, and if you've been grinding those methods and you manage to pick up a load of untradeable cards and the 88 rated cards you get for the end of doing League SBC, so the new Libertadores ones, they all give you 88 rated cards. If you've done those and you have an abundance of those cards, then I think it's worth it. But there's going to be a very select few people who are actually doing that. So for me personally, this is 100% not worth doing. Because the gamble is just too great, you know, like you're spending, I'm saying 450, but I mean, it could be more. I think for the price of this, I would say maybe 250 to 300,000 coins would have been fair. So if they said 485 rated teams or 385s and an 84 maybe, something of that nature, anything that equivalates, is that even a word? Equivalates? Equates? Equates to, I think is the correct, English not my first language. Anything that basically comes in at around 300k, I think probably would have been about right, but they've gone a little bit too far with that, in my opinion. I was going to do it, but the more I think about it, the more I just don't want to. It would be for the sake of just this one video, and I'm not going to bother. If you can rinse these, and you can pick up these 88s, and it's not costing you an awful lot to do the SBC in the first place, then yeah, sure, why not gamble with one? But in all honesty, I just don't see that being value at all. Now, Sancho, on the other hand, Sancho is a player that is going to be better than the majority of icons you can pack, and is going to cost you an 85 and an 86 rated team. This SBC is currently coming in at around 250,000 coins, which I think is fair. I don't think it's a good SBC. I don't think it could have been a lot worse, don't get me wrong, but I think that's fair. I think that is a bang-on price for this card. And a lot of people will be questioning why I think that, but I think that on paper at least is going to be better and better suited to the game than Florian Thauvin, who everyone, who, again, there's a lot of people who thought that was good, a lot of people thought it was bad. I think this is a better SBC than Thauvin. You are getting a card that can be linked into Premier League teams. You can link it into Bundesliga teams. He's got, obviously, it's a nice position change over to the left side. I like that card. I do like it. Agility, balance, and ball control, dribbling aspect of it, and the pace, of course, it's going to mean that it is a very usable card. 5-star skills is really nice, as well as the 4-star weak foot. I'd be more tempted to do this than I would be that icon pack, that's for sure. To end the video, I just want to reiterate that I'm not disappointed, annoyed, upset, angry at EA. I'm not outraged by the lack of FUT Birthday. Absolutely not, because they are run by people, you know, and all over the world there are people losing jobs, there are people self-isolating, there are people being sent home by the companies, and, you know, people are afraid of contracting this and they don't want to put themselves at that sort of risk. So I can more than understand why people are, why EA have not dropped a fully fledged promo today. There are people complaining that EA haven't dropped FUT Birthday, and yet, you know, most people are currently quarantined at home, having nothing to do. How dare they not drop a promo? They don't have the people to create the promo, to drop the promo. They are people just like you and I, so they will be in their houses. They will be away from all of this, so there's just no one there to drop it, right? And they can't coordinate a promo. EA don't get things right at the best of times, so can you imagine a skeleton crew trying to drop a promo? I'm glad they didn't do it, because it would have been an absolute disaster. Unfortunately, what they've done instead is dropped a disaster by dropping the mid-icon pack. I think if this was a prime icon pack, not a problem, that's decent value. Had this dropped a month, 6 weeks ago, then it wouldn't have been bad value. But at the time where people are opening prime icon packs through swaps, every card in swaps, more or less, is a moments card. A mid-icon pack this expensive is just a no-go from me personally. With that being said, we do have an objective to work towards. So, I mean, it's not going to take you too long to do it. And I know a lot of people will try and rush to do it as quickly as possible and then sit there and moan that they've got nothing to do. This is currently coming in, this mid-icon upgrade, between 530 and 550, which I think will drop down. Of course, that is just people trying to complete it quickly, so it might actually come down to about 450. If my maths is correct, it's between 450 and 500k. That's too expensive for me personally. There's just under a page worth of players who would be worth packing, and then there are 2 and a bit pages of players that would just not be great to get at all. In my opinion, it's not worth the risk, especially for someone who would be in my position, for instance. So, you know, you've got a nice stockpile of coins, but you're waiting for that big item. You're waiting for that big player to drop that you really want to go and buy, or you want to complete the SBC for. I don't think it's there worth the gamble, because then you're going to have to put a lot of time back into FIFA to regain those coins. If you're doing the League SBC method and you're rinsing through and you're picking up 88s left, right and centre, sure, why not? It's not going to mean anything to you, but for most people, I don't think it's worth doing. You know, imagine the feeling of packing the Kata. I mean, okay, imagine packing Pele, sure, but chances are you're going to get that Nakata, that Michael Owen, those type of cards. So for me, not worth it. Now, with that being said, the Sancho SBC, I do think actually is worth it. Now, I'm not going to complete it today, which will probably upset a lot of you, I'm sure, but he doesn't really go into my team. I have an awful lot of decent left-sided players, using McGeady a lot at the moment. I say he doesn't go into my team. I could actually work him in, because I do have icons penned in that corner, but that means I'd have a Hazard, McGeady, and a couple of others that I could use, and then Sancho just adds to the sort of the list of players that will just be sort of waiting for their rotation. So I'm not going to do it. If he was right side, I might consider it, but it is what it is. Now, in terms of the objective, I like this objective. It would be nice if they dropped more of this more often, but a rare players pack, okay, granted, I don't think there's anything in packs right now, because have they taken all the Libertadores cards out, or are they staying in? I can't quite remember what happens there. Maybe they stay in, I don't know, but either way, there's not an awful lot of point open in the 50k pack right now, unless you're hoping to pack an icon. But I still like this. Something to work towards. Not bad at all. Unfortunately, nothing else dropped today, but it is what it is. You've got to appreciate what what is happening in the world and things like that. You've still got this to grind for your XP. Still got some icon swap stuff to do, I would have thought. We just have to wait and see what the coming days brings us. Hopefully we get Foot Birthday at some point in the next week. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know what you think of the icon price in the comments. Have you done Jadon Sancho? If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.